1:30. It's good to see y'all tonight. Glad y'all tuned in. It looks like our camera might be crooked, but it'll be alright. If you're watching live and don't mind, type in live, and if you're watching the replay, type in replay so we can keep up with how many folks watch us live versus afterwards, and that'll help us out. We got the same two bows for sale as we did last week. We keep having people comment, say they've taken them and then they don't take them, or they ghost us, or whatever happens. So TJ still got the black 5. Black, you can look at last week's video. Black with the first light limbs with the Gen 7X rest on it. Beautiful bow, no scratches on it, for $600. I still got the Victory 37 29 60. You can look at that video, but it's got a few dings on it for $300. And I'm gonna put a video up here in a minute, with those bows. But we've had people tell us to hold them, and we've held them even though I wasn't really planning on it, and then they don't call us back, and this, that, and other. So they're still available. Let's see what else. Those are available. I don't think we got any more used bows coming in.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think. I don't think we got any coming.
But thank y'all for tuning in. It is hot in South Carolina. We've had, basically, this is week 2 of 100+ degrees. Good. Yeah, I'm ready for it to at least get in the 80s.
I'm just ready for a little rain.
Something. We've had no rain.
Well, we had a little shower, if you want to call that, come through a little bit ago, but it wasn't much.
It was like a 45-second somebody peed on the building type of deal.
Yeah.
And then it quit. But anyway, let me get on our feed here. Where are we at? It was so hot I got sweat in my eyes earlier outside. Now my eyes are burning. I'm gonna need the Visine. I can't find our feed.
What up, Adam, Brandon? Let's see. Adam says,
there it is.
How's the Bowtech CP28? And are we hunting out of ground blinds or stands this year?
I've got a nice ground blind, but I don't think I've used it in a while. Mostly I'm a stand type of fella.
Me too.
I need to get me a new climbing stand, and I don't even know what I want. I ain't even looked at them in a couple of years. I don't know what the latest greatest.
I think everybody's still running the, Summit Viper.
Yeah.
I think everybody's running them. The big craze, which everybody knows, is going to the saddles. That's still a big craze. I'm still looking for which one I'm going to try to run this year, but I ain't made up my mind yet. And I really want to make sure I do my research on them before I pull the trigger on one.
Yeah, I don't know what I need to do. The Bowtech CP28 is a neat little bow.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in the busy season yet, but I really thought more people would have jumped on it. But we're a brand new Bowtech dealer, and a lot of people don't even know, and all that sort of thing. So, to me, if I had to pick one of their bow this year that I would, want from Bowtech, is that one, because it's small, it looks good. We've got, what colors are ours? Is I
want to say Mossy Oak Breakup.
I can't remember what color it is, but it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It looks cool. Let me see what we got going on here. That's not. But anyway, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We got some questions. If you got, what's up, Brad? Big 2 Archery.
What up?
We got some questions, and as usual, if y'all got them for next week's thing, or if you got them now, we'll talk with y'all in the chat.
Well, you mentioned Brad was on here. He asked me last night about running X99 on a recurve bow.
If it's a newer one, you could.
Okay. I couldn't remember, because I know we did one for somebody a while back, but for some reason they didn't like it, and I can't remember what it was.
Like more of a Olympic style, more modern one that normally takes like Dynaflight or something, or 8125 you could, but if you put it on like an old wood one, it would I mean, you could probably be fine, to be completely honest, but there's a lot more better chance with it not having any stretch hardly that you might crack a limb or do something bad.
Yeah.
Brad, other Brad's on here. Yo, yo, yo. What's going
up?
on down at the coast? Bruce is on here. What's up? Stan
up?
the man.
Oh,
Lord.
Stanley.
Um,
It's about time for a visit there, Stan. I know me and you talked the other week, but it's about time to swing by the old shop.
TJ's been missing you.
All right. Barry gets in and says, is a 100 grain tip still the norm? I've been out of the game a few years.
Basically, sort of, kind of, but I mean, a lot of people are shooting more, but most people are doing it with a insert weight or a brass insert or something different. But in general, we still sell, the most everybody's shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're melting too, Brad. It is hot.
It is. I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, well, it wasn't important, I reckon. Let's see. Kurt gets in and says, I heard you guys mention shooting a V3X and inline side by side. What were your thoughts?
I don't think I ever made the video because if I remember something had went wrong with a camera or so. I don't remember what happened. That was a couple of months ago.
The SD card
corrupted. That was
corrupted on us.
We took basically the exact spec V3X33 and the Prime Inline 3, shot them side by side. What we found, just a quick synopsis that I can remember, if you put the draw length arrow on them, even though they're supposed to be the same draw length, the V3X drew a half inch longer, but everybody kind of knows Matthew's draw is a little long.
Yep.
And the V3X was 5 or 6 feet per second faster, but in general, a half inch will give you 6 feet per second. Yeah. So that's why. So they were basically the exact same speed. We had me and TJ plus about 3 people that were in the shop that day shoot it because we wanted to kind of get other people's opinions and
plus because when we do something like that, the first comment is, well, y'all sell primes.
Yeah, and I hate to even do those type of videos because that's all we hear is, oh, y'all sure. But we did. We let them other folk answer first, and then we gave our opinion. But we thought that the prime, it's hard to explain, but aimed a little better, and that it was overall just a little, the teeny tiniest bit felt a little better, just the whole shot sequence. But yeah, that was that. I forgot about that video.
Yeah, and I mean, it was one of them. We all agreed that pretty much that they both shot.
Devin's messaging me.
Uh-oh.
Look at him there. He ain't watching us. Devin Merritt, he's shirtless. Should I ask to see his nipples? Can we see your nipples?
But in the end, all of us were pretty much was like, it's going to come down to a personal choice of which bow you wanted.
And it's always that way.
Yeah.
That year that whoever it was threatened us to burn the shop down because we said a bow had some vibration or whatever. Like we said that 20 times. This is our personal opinion. This is our personal opinion. And they were like, damn it, coming to burn the son of a bitch down. And we were like, okay, we'll delete this video.
Yeah.
But there's some crazy sons of bitches out there.
So, in all honesty, go shoot them side by side and make that call yourself. I mean, that's just the easiest way to do it if you can do that.
That's just why I like if average Joe Blow or whoever that's not a part of our little team that works here walks in and we're doing something like that, let them shoot it and let them give an answer before we start injecting what we think, and then it's like, well, this is what, Anyway. Are we still selling Bloodline strings? We are. We are doing the Bloodline still. We got a good many colors in, but they are taking quite some time to get additional colors. But we probably got, 80% of their colors here. All the major colors we got.
Yeah.
Best spine arrow for a 27-inch draw, 76-pound Matthews V3X 29. Probably, I'd have to look at a chart to be completely perfect. I think you'd be, it's according to where your arrow is cut, but if it's from the riser, so the arrow is going to be 27 and a quarter-ish. I think the thing's going to say 350, but I think you're going to be on the line of a 350, 300. So I'd probably go 300, but it'd be worth looking at.
David gets in and says, what changes would you make to the inline for next year's bow release if you were in charge of the design?
It's a pretty good one.
I have a couple things, but
Well, for just in general, I want a 37-inch prime bow, and I have for years. They keep making them either longer or way too short just for a 3D bow. I'd love to have an inline 37. Secondly, honestly, I don't have a huge anything that I don't like about that inline. I kind of wish they had 2 cam stops, but I understand in a way why it don't. But I wish it had 2, just because I'm nitpicky on stuff like that. I wish it had a little easier way to time the cams instead of trying to get all them dots lined up.
yeah.
But basically, I think that's it. What you got?
Well, and I know, because I asked the same question, but why did you take away the 31-inch draw length on it? And they pretty much said that they couldn't get it because of the way that module was made. So I got a feeling they're probably going to work on that. And then my second beef, and it's been probably since the CT series come out and I started shooting it, the string stop. I wish they would make I like the carbon rod that they use, but I wish they would use just a tiny bit or a little bit softer rubber, and instead of it being hollowed like a drum, it's a solid piece of softer rubber. I think that would take out a little bit more noise out of the bow than what you already hear. And they're quiet.
We've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
About that drum deal.
That's pretty much it. A top draw, a top limb stop, make it a little bit easier timing the bow. And that's pretty much it.
Let's see, Thomas Outdoors said he was shooting a 350 spine, Bloodsport, 372 grain arrow. I think that's barely a little under 5 grains a pound, but not 8 grains under. It ought to be screaming.
Yeah.
And it sucks, Brad, the dang first guy that started making those aftermarket stops, I think he got so busy so quick that he finally just had to say, screw it, I can't keep up and I'm done. But we had 1 million people
wanting them,
asking us, hey, can you heard from him? Because we were wanting them and we couldn't get a hold of him. But now the high-tech archery is the way to go, and I like their design and setup. They got some neat ideas. But let's see what we got here. I don't think Devin don't realize we're live. He's eating him a dinner. Let's see here. There he is, just for y'all to see him laid up eating his dinner on the Marco Polo. He'll see this later, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all we got.
Dallas gets in and says, what's the best way for me to get rid of my bow? I've heard this brought up before, but can't remember.
Well, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't deal.
Yeah.
Facebook is probably the best way, but you got to go through hoops. Basically, what we've told people, and it still can get flagged or whatever, but just post a line on your description and put like V3X27 see comments, and then in the comments put the pictures and the description. But if you put anything about a bow, or it's 50-50, I've had some people say they put a picture of the bow on the main thing and that didn't get flagged, but it seems like more people now are saying it does get flagged. It looks like they don't catch the comments as much.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how you got to do it. And make sure it don't post to Marketplace. Yeah. When you post it, it'll ask, do you want to post this to Marketplace? If you do, it'll definitely get flagged.
I know a lot of groups on Facebook now are making you put like a piece of paper with your name and the date on it. That way.
Yeah, if you post in an archery group, make sure you read their rules. And I know there's a couple groups, basically you got to have somebody vouch for you.
Yeah.
So like I would post whatever, V3X27, I'm just using that as an example. And then I think it's one of the elite groups. Like I would have to tag like TJ and whoever, and they would be like, "Yeah, we vouch for him" or whatever. Which is just smart to cover your bases. if you can help it, don't do the PayPal goods and services unless you really know them, because we've seen all kind of people get screwed.
You mean friends and
Friends
family?
and family. Because basically you do it friends and family, and you ain't no way to get that money back. You do goods and services, you can put in there that there's a problem, and you can get your money back through PayPal. Go ahead.
I just know with like now and it's like anything like PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all that. Anything at $600, you start getting $10.99 on at the end of the year. So I do know a lot of people are doing friends and family, but it's references, check them out, get in groups if that's the way they want to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I got in an archery group and 3 or 4 people said, "Hey, I've bought stuff," or "I know this guy, he's a stand-up dude," I'd feel pretty confident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't just randomly.
Yeah, not somebody that. Because I rarely post anything in any group. I just hardly post anything on Facebook at all. I just don't have time. And
Thomas Outdoor said, "Will that be fun shooting my bow? I don't want to blow it up." Honestly, it's for 76 pounds. It's a little bit light. You're supposed to shoot 5 grains a pound, so I think that would be. If I'm adding right, it's at 380, 372 times 5. Hang on a minute. I mean, 76 times 5, 380. So I would probably get a tiny bit heavier arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think it's going to blow your bow up being 8 grains light, but it ain't going to do it any favors either. You know what I mean? So just be careful with that.
And then David, Archery Talk. A bunch of people sell on Archery Talk.
Yeah, Archery Talk, usually they got like a blacklist. Well, usually if somebody does something bad, they'll just ban them from the site.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on Archery Talk. Locally, Craigslist, especially during like hunting season, busy time, you can sell it on Craigslist. Other times there really ain't people on there. I don't know much about like OfferUp and all that new
I don't
stuff,
either.
but I'm sure it would work.
Uh,
Perry, what's up? Perry Tillman. Your RC cars have been dropped off here by JP. I don't know if he told you or not, but I just told TJ before we walked in here I need to message Perry.
Yep.
I didn't.
And I forgot to. I was going to do it too, and I just forgot.
Y'all know Perry Tillman. He's been in some of our shooting videos.
Yep.
The man went and bought him a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Say a word of prayer for the man.
Oh, man. We got Larry getting in saying, any tips for shooting in the heat? Only thing I can say is either try to shoot early in the morning or like 30 minutes before dark. Or
if you in the heat, try to at least like. One bad thing is most bow limbs are black or camo, and they absorb a lot of heat. Get them in the shade or something, because you get them super hot. That's just fiberglass. That resin's gonna
delaminate.
Yeah, so that would be my main thing. Definitely don't leave them in a hot car this time of year. I don't think we've seen our first one this year yet, but it'll happen. People hand them to us, and you got to drop it. It's so hot. And it's like, I guess people just don't think about it. But
Brad sent me one. The guy left in the car for 2 days. I need to show you that.
But yeah, just I'm not saying you got to stay out of direct sunlight and blah blah blah. But I'm just saying if you can, don't stand out there for 3 hours and let that thing get
roasty.
Yeah, 8,000 degrees shooting.
If you have to shoot like in the hottest part of the day or whatnot, pretty much everybody's got like a patio umbrella. You can pop that up just to give yourself a little bit of shade. Or most everybody's got like a 10 by 10 pop-up canopy. Just something to get you in the shade, stay hydrated, water, Gatorade.
Yeah, definitely keep hydrated as far as you go. And then basically the nemesis to a bowstring is heat.
Yep.
It's going, your wax is going to get softer and all this stuff that's in your string, and any material, heat, especially a lot, big time heat, is going to stretch it. But just, it might be one of them, if you're going to do this multiple days or something, check your bow out, before you go hunting, make sure it's still in spec and all that.
Yeah.
Brad said people are saying shipping bows now is like $50 to $75. I used to always end up using the post office, USPS. They did some new rule that went up that much. And now the last couple we've had to ship that people shipped in for tuning or for whatever reason, UPS has been cheaper. But I know that V3X I sold a week or two ago, it was, I think it was like $32 with insurance. So it might have been 5% more than what I'm used to, but it wasn't like huge.
Yeah.
Now, if you ship one to like California from here, I've spent $60-70. But
Yeah.
the craziest store we got on that was that Raven guy. Wasn't it Raven guy?
Yeah, from
shipped
Hawaii.
It shipped it in, and it was like $200 and something or something to get it here, and I was like, good Lord.
Yeah.
But
you know, the other year, the post office, we had 2 guys send in bows and bow cases, and it was almost $200, and that was last year before last.
Yep.
So Mike gets in and says, do people still use arm guards? Haven't seen one in a while.
we got them for sale. We don't sell many.
Mm-mm.
You know, like I tell people, if it's cold and I'm wearing a big jacket, I'll wear one. But as far as like form issues, it's pretty rare. I mean, you got the occasional kid or lady we put one on, but with bows being so adjustable now, it's not as common as it once was.
Most of the time that I've seen people with an arm guard is when it starts getting cooler, they'll throw one on to keep their jacket sleeve or hoodie sleeve kind of out of the way of the bowstring. And I mean, I still use the old dress sock, just cut the toe out of it and use it just to keep my, you know, like my hoodie or my jacket out of the way. But I hadn't seen an arm guard in a long time. Zach gets in and says, what's the pluses and minuses of using a lens while hunting? I mean, just, you know, for a plus would be, you know, you don't want to go super duper high on your power. You want to stay between like a 2 and a 4. 4 being the absolute strongest you want to go. It just gives you a little bit better detail of where you're aiming at. Just like a rifle scope in a way, except it don't blow it up that much.
Just be careful. Shoot without it if you go hunt with it, just in case you get into a situation where it rains, gets super humid, and your lens fogs up.
Yep.
Because you either just going to have to go home, or if you can pop it out and know that it's going to hit the same or do something, you know what I mean, like practice.
Yep. Minuses, like you say, get humid, fog up, which I know they make stuff like anti-fog stuff to go on there, but I hunt with a 4-power, and I like it. I mean, but I also pretty much shoot a lens in everything now, so just, if you're going to do it, 2 or 4, practice with it and practice without it.
Yeah.
Benny says, what feet per second would you consider too slow?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm assuming.
My first deer I killed, I was shooting about 172 feet per second, but I don't know, like, he didn't say nothing else.
No.
I don't know if he's a recurve or a compound, but I don't even have a real good answer for that.
No, there's not. I mean, the air setup that I'm going to use is, I think mine's going to bump down from like 295 to right around 187. So, I mean, I'm not going to be able to get distance out of mine, but it's just something I want to play with.
There's a bunch of parts of that equation. Like how far are you going to plan on shooting?
You're going to be out west.
But everybody that kind of gets into that speed mess, I always remind them of that. You know what I mean? In the late 80s, early 90s, bows basically were, people would squall today if their bow shot that slow, but people were killing just as many deer, basically, you know, so.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That'd be a whole another conversation.
That's a whole live feed just by itself.
Recommended binocular magnification and diameter and brand if you like for 3D and tack. I'm, for not so much of an expensive binocular, I'm still super happy with my Alpen 10x42s because basically did they kill the lifetime warranty? It's at least a 5-year warranty.
I know when I talked to them that first year, because a German company called Bresser, I think bought Alpen out, and they said that they were still honoring the lifetime warranty of the ones before they were bought out. I bought a second set, and I've got the box in there still. I think it may be 5-year, or as everything says, limited lifetime warranty.
But they've got a good warranty,
Mm-hmm.
and honestly, for what they cost, I hadn't had any complaints.
Me neither.
I mean, if I was going to spend mega bucks, we could tell you some stuff, but for me, if I spent like $1,000 on binoculars, we'd go to the first 3D shoot and I'd scratch them or drop them or do something stupid. So that's why I kind of stay in my lane with that.
Yeah. Alpins are good.
I mean, the Vortex stuff's nice, but I know some people spent some big bucks on them.
I can't.
Chris Powell, he always buys those damn Swarovskis and spends $1,000, and they look great. Don't get me, especially in low light and all that. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Vortex Diamondbacks. Yeah, we Bobby might have, but Bobby, you on here? B. Looney, are you tuned in? I think he's got a pair of them, or had a pair.
I can't remember.
Did we ever look up is that Dialed Archery Arxo site?
Actually, the rep come by here yesterday for those.
The Joker lives 10 minutes. I don't know if he's new or what. Real nice guy.
Yeah. He's supposed to be sending over some stuff, he said, but they are not quite ready to go. I think he said that they're in production and everything. They just haven't got enough to meet the demand yet. So he's supposed to be sending us some stuff. So we should be able to tell you more about that here in the next few weeks. Steve gets in and says, I'm going to need to order new strings soon. What is the process? Do I mail the old strings in?
What we're going to need you to do, Steve, is get out your scissors, cut them off the bow, mail them in if you survive the cutting of them, and then, now, just jump on Archeryshackstrings.com. We've got almost every bow imaginable. We've got the specs, and if we don't, we'll reach out to you, but Archeryshackstrings.com, pick out what you want. There's a bunch of boxes, type in your colors. About 50% of the people put in the links if they got them, which is fine, just to make sure we match up. But like, honestly, until this week, I don't know the last time we didn't have a spec for a bow, and somebody put in an order this week for a Forge Ventilator 32, and I remember those bows, but Forge wasn't in business. They went out of business a while back. And I have searched and called buddies that make strings, and I can't find anything else. So he's going to take it off his bow and measure it for us, and we can get a pretty good idea of what we need to do. But other than that, it's probably been years since we couldn't figure out or find the spec. So just punch it all in the website. We'll get you figured out.
Yeah. Well, that was all the questions I had.
Devin said he didn't see my shout out. Devin, I was showing him your nipple on here.
We're going to get flagged for nudity.
Probably. Don't get your wiener out. We ain't playing that shit down. But yeah, it's what next? We probably won't go live next week. I think we're going to close Saturday for the 4th and just kind of let everybody have a good weekend deal, and then after that it'll start it's already a few more people coming in, but after the 4th it normally starts ramping up big time, and then by the end of July it'll be wild. But so you probably, unless we go live like Wednesday, we might, but you probably won't see us next week unless we do a Wednesday night. We'll see what's going on then. I meant to bring that arrow thing that Zach sent us. I need to do a video on it. It's a neat little device.
It is. I used it today.
A buddy of ours has got a shop down in Somerville, or around Somerville. Well, let me backtrack. He don't really have a shop. He's right now he's working on bows out of his house. And I met Zach when he was at Clemson, like I don't know how long, 12, 15 years ago, I guess at this point. But anyway, he made this neat arrow holder thing. I'm just gonna go get it. It'll be better me trying to explain.
Yeah.
something crazy.
Yeah, I used it today and it worked out real good. I was refletching some airs. I'm double checking, make sure I ain't missed nothing on here. I know we are starting to hit that point, but when's everybody's season starting to open? I know we'll be getting asked that, and we'll ask it probably 2 or 3 more times.
To see Devin naked.
Yeah.
Here it is. And it's simple. Let me grab the arrow. Like if you fletching arrows, this joker will hold a bunch, but if you fletching arrows or something, no, this current model will not hold like a fat arrow, like a 27 or 23, but standard size or a little bit bigger than that and smaller. But anyway, for us fletching, it's a neat little device.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to get the paper because it's got his website on it. He sent it to us to play with.
Yep. Let's see. What does he call it? Long Shot Archery is the name of this. I think that's the name of the shop.
Yeah, the shop quiver is how he's got it on here. I don't know if you can read that. It's actually mirrored, so that ain't gonna help you none. But I like it, especially for fletching arrows. It'll hold 149 arrow shafts, 3/8 inch or smaller. You can actually buy more, and they hook together. Has he got his website on here? No, but I'll find it real quick. I'll make a separate video because he's selling for like, what was it, 20 bucks, 25
Something
bucks?
like that.
Give me 2 seconds, I wasn't prepared. Where's Zach at?
Let's see.
Longshotarcherysc.com. And he has got some nice looking hats on there. Give me a second, I'm gonna bring up if it'll let me.
There's the bow that they left in the car for 2 days.
Dang it.
Check it. I mean,
Boom, yeah.
oh yeah. I don't know how good it would pick up. I would show it on there, but
He's selling those for 20 bucks and then it's a couple bucks shipping, so it's well worth it to me.
oh yeah.
But anyway, I'll make a separate video of just that, but it's a neat little thing for fletching arrows, or if you just need to put a bunch of arrows on a table or something like that. But let's see.
2 backpacks. Yeah, I mean you can. I think Devin he done the prime course with a field quiver, and I mean it wasn't no like Kafari or anything like that. I think it was he
got tired of toting his stool, and
yeah.
Partain had one in his truck, just a random quiver. So yeah. You'd be alright.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be just fine.
I would do the field because the first year I did it, I just had a standard hip quiver, and it was airs hitting trees and going up through there. So a field quiver would be a lot better, where the airs would be behind you instead of in front of you catching stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. But anyway, I think that's everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Yep.
And if you got any questions after this, if you're watching, you can type them in and we'll see them for next week, hopefully. Or you can email us, or you can come in the shop, or you can call us, or whatever you need to do.
Yep.
But don't forget those 2 bows, TJ's. I just uploaded a video about the 2 bows being for sale. So if you go to that video, I put a number you can text, and it'll come over here to the shop computer, and I'll answer you. And then you can do it for either one, really. And and then TJ, if you want to friend him on Facebook for his Black 5 prime bow, that's fine, and figure out all that. But let us know if you want them. We'll get them shipped out.
Yep.
And if we don't see y'all before then, happy 4th of July.
Yep. Have a good 4th.
And I hope it cools down before then. But hit the old thumbs up to let YouTube know y'all like us.
That's right.
And we'll see y'all next time around.
See y'all.